click the links to join the channel here over at Subscribe Star. So people always talk about, people coming and going at Disney. Yeah, that's right. People come and go at Disney, and you look at it, and you're still examining it. It's a religious, like globalism, all this kind of Bolshevik stuff. It's a religious belief system. And if I said that like 10 years ago, 5 years ago, you'd be like, come on, man, that sounds a little tinfoil hat type of stuff. But yeah, just keep watching, keep paying attention. By that I mean they make business decisions that are contrary to what the generally recognized rules of good business decisions would be. They're making like movies that are not in their interest to have a return on investment. They're making weird decisions, and at some point you kind of go, wait a minute, these are all smart, capable, competent people, but they're making these weird decisions that don't have a good ROI. It appears that we our understanding that their motive was pecuniary or financial or whatever is incorrect. They have some other motive. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, is they have some other motive. Okay, maybe calling it religion is a bit much, but it's a political movement, and it's like their passion for it, at least, is with a religious passion. Globalism. They're pushing their ideology, their worldview. They have a plan in mind, and they're using Disney and Amazon and Netflix to do it. These are very evil people who are doing this. Okay, so trigger warning. I'm going to show you this image, and it is really rough to look at. So that's who's this chick's a whole lot easier on that. And actually, Kathleen Kennedy, I think when she was younger, was better looking. I don't know where I was going with that. So she's a chick who's working on some Disney Mary Sue movie, which is I'm sure is going to be a big hit. So click the links, join the Subscribe Star. Thanks to Vegan. So first of all, there's no future for Disney Star Wars, so just get that idea out of your head. It's dead. It's finally over. It's not even worth sailing the high seas for. And as is almost everything coming out of Hollywood. Every once in a while, something's going to slip through the cracks. And okay, women, and I love women. Directors and writers are women first. You're rough to look at, though. They do. I don't know if you saw Trump's deposition that came out. It's so friggin' funny. He's making fun of the lady asking questions like, I didn't find this lady attractive. I don't find you attractive either. I hope you don't find that offensive. Like, why would you say that? And how would she not find that? Whatever. The guy is a master troll. So women are women, and they do women things. It's like the concept of romance books are for women, right? It's a 95% female audience. Though I've actually read a few of those, like in hospital waiting rooms and type of things, just to kind of see how the story structure works. Like I've probably read a dozen women's romance books because they're very, very fast. I wanted to kind of see how it works. But men read books like, action adventure type of books that a woman would just never, ever pick up. And then there are crossover books. But at the ends of the male-female spectrum, like what people are reading. Okay, now the difference is that women can sell to women and men can sell to men and women. That's the big, brutal reality. And you can see that in publishing with, physical paperback books. And you can see that in movies and a lot of other stuff. That's for whatever reason the male brain can kind of cross over better than the female brain can cross over. So Star Wars is coming out with this new Mary Sue movie, and like the SUWs on Twitter, these angry kids who are rushing to defend multi-billion-dollar Disney, they can call us toxic, whatever, Phantom Menace, Comicsgate, poop lords, lack of grass touching, and we need to put our fingers in a vagina and all this kind of just this bizarro. They repeat these phrases just over and over again to the point of absurdity. We all know the probability of this lady leading this movie and having it do well is pretty friggin' slim. It's like, yes, you can ad hominem us all you wish. It's not going to make people go see your movie. One would think they learned a lesson from Solo, and one would be wrong. See, the confusion with a lot of this is they look at the Disney Star Wars, which it was horrible, but it made, I don't know, a pretty good, decent amount of change. I think one of them was the biggest domestic opening in history, other than that. What's that Civil War movie that was? I mean, when it's adjusted for per capita inflation, all that. I almost said Song of the South. It was not. Yeah, we're gonna remake Song of the South. The Civil War movie, sons of bitches. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. I can't remember it for the life of me. But one of the Star Wars was a huge hit. And they go, yeah, because everyone who's over 45 to 55 to 60 who grew up with Star Wars, at least some part of it, they wanted to complete the series, and then they're done with it. And that's why those movies made $4 billion. Solo tells you the true future going forward of Star Wars, and it lost money. But like that, people just don't like. They don't have a way to address it. Oh, Rogue One was good, yeah, but Solo, yeah, for sure it was. But Solo came after, and it lost money. That tells you the vibe of Star Wars, and they just don't want to admit that. So Star Wars, made by George Lucas, who I presume with that name is probably, I mean, if you remember Lucas Electronics from like Jaguars and stuff, presumably an Englishman, and his team, to their credit, I think his first ex-wife brought it to life. And A New Hope, biblically named Luke, starring in a movie called A New Hope, if you want to make the biblical allusions, where blonde-haired Luke the Christ defeats Lucifer's Darth Vader and Satan's Soros army of demons. Han, Leia, Luke, Obi-Wan, and their pet dog all team up to go fight Saturn's evil. It was a simple hero's journey, with Empire being the standout film for a lot of people. I liked all three of them, and I know people didn't like, what's the last one? Return of the Jedi. I thought that was cool also, but this team up, a found family, a Bolshevik concept, sort of, except these people at least all look like they belong together, which is probably not politically correct to say, but it's time to start trying to move that window back to the extent you can on mainstream social media. So it's this found family concept. Is that problematic? That is. I think that's the haircut, I think. So it's a found family concept, and the reason in the movie is given. The evil Rothschild's empire destroys Luke's family. The princess is on a mission. Everyone's got a reason to be there. And I guess if you want to follow the biblical allusion, the Obi-Wan is, I don't know, could be either like a high-ranking angel or something sent to watch, or the burning bush. I don't know. But it's also a found family of people who at least look like they belong together, which is, you're not supposed to say that, but I want to see, I'm not a globalist. I want to see more tribally based story structures. The other thing this insane woman was saying in this article that got me to make this video is that she was breaking down doors. She's breaking her arm, patting herself on the back. She's breaking down doors in Hollywood, but the Kathleen Kennedy literally says in the interview that they're deliberately overlooking better qualified men for these positions so they can find non-European women. In their own words, they're referring to each other as brown people. Just okay, great. So she's openly admitting affirmative action. That's the opposite of merit. You're not breaking down doors when they go headhunting for you. They're opening the doors for you, and they're dragging you inside. They're overlooking better qualified, fair people of the light to find someone simply who is not of European origin. That's what affirmative action is. That means that more qualified European people are not being hired explicitly so Disney could hire, in their own words, a brown woman. She's literally telling you you didn't get there on merit, and you didn't. Do these people not understand how affirmative action works? That's why you're getting this cancer in Hollywood, because European men, I guess, must be the best storytellers, because when you get rid of them, everything turns to crap, which is exactly what's looking pretty cute there. Exactly what's happening in modern Hollywood. So once you move aside from merit, it's like a I don't know, at the North Pole, every direction is south, right? So once you take merit off the field, then everything other than that is not merit. And they openly say this themselves, but they're so immersed in this 1984 good think that they say things that are not in accord with reality, and nobody ever corrects them on it. And to be fair to the interviewer, if you correct these kind of people, you're just never going to get another interview. It's like early pre-releases for things. People get those pre-releases and like, oh shit, we can't, it has to get a passing score, otherwise we just won't get pre-releases anymore. It's the same with the media now. It's like Disney might as well make their own Disney magazine to interview themselves, and like every piece will be, propaganda like this. So she says, we were going to hire a woman. Okay, so there's only two sexes, right? Male or female. I hope that hasn't changed. So that means you're deliberately excluding men, So you've already put aside merit on the first order of your logic tree. And I want to make sure that we say it's not just a token job. We want to, but you've already excluded every male. Okay, that's not a good sign. And then she went on to say that she actually had an issue with finding female directors because they were not interested in Star Wars. Shocking, because Star Wars is mostly a male thing. So you had a huge number of men who were knocking down your door trying to get gigs at Star Wars, and you told them to go pee up a rope because we're looking for someone who possesses, well, I was going to say possesses a vagina to be cute, but now I realize you don't have to have boys have penises and women have vaginas, but not anymore. You just have to say you're a woman, even if you have big hairy testicles. I never thought I'd live to get. I just never envisioned like this level of like science fiction world would be taken seriously by so many people. I'm trying to think back to my childhood, and if you told me this would be on the horizon, that the media would refer to lady penis or lady balls, I just didn't see that one coming. I think, to my naivety, and try not to laugh at my ignorance, but I would have expected more from the media, that they would not have kowtowed to this, and I would have been wrong. It's like that naivety, I think, is a lot is what is like a lot of people are expecting more from other people, the media, these institutions, and you say, yeah, but once you've been proven wrong, what then? Like, is it like 6 companies control 95% of the dissemination of information? That's not a good position to be in if you're expecting a balance of powers when the actual structure itself makes balance impossible. So she's looking for a woman. She's having a hard time finding a woman, but she's really looking for a woman. And they know that they're going to hire a woman. And hey, what do you know? You found in their own words, a brown woman who is kicking down doors. Except Kathleen Kennedy just, it's no shortage of her saying in interviews that we're looking for a woman and there's extra points if she's not of European origin. There's a lot of people, and this is kind of iffy for YouTube, who don't understand what affirmative action means. Was it Jesse Lee Peterson, some sun man on YouTube who's interviewing a bunch of people, and he tries to explain that to them, and half the time they just get up off the stage and walk off the interview because they don't have an explanation for it. They don't have a counter. Like, these people, they love patting themselves on the back, and you go, yeah, but this $1 billion company is overlooking better qualified people to hire you. How do you feel with that? They just walk off the stage because a little bit of truth at that level just would drive them out of their mind, because they have this echo chamber worldview set up, and as a consequence, you get movies that are just horrible movies. And this movie that's coming out from this lady, sorry, I just can't look at her too much, who is just going to have her in it. How do you think that movie's going to be? You get this crew all teamed up. The Mary Sue girl is going to do just fine. I mean, she's got potential, but like these are the chicks who are controlling this, pulling the strings here. So Star Wars, George Lucas, male, Englishman. Yeah. We're going to subvert and corrupt everything you enjoyed as a kid. But people aren't going to watch it. Yeah, I know, but we're going to put it out in the universe anyway. It's going to become part of the Matrix. It's to become like Rings of Power. You go, yeah, that bombed. You just lose an audience left and right. Yes, but when people Google search Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power is going to come up there. It's now a forever part of the Matrix. That's why they do, like, this is Star Wars. This cultural Bolshevik, this rewriting, it's forever a part of the Google search engine returns. I mean, if you want to continue the Jesus Christ analogy, oddly enough, I didn't notice that upside down cross. I got Davy Crocco in my mind, rest in peace, and all his his kind of stuff. But that is kind of interesting now that I look at it, because I was thinking about the biblical metaphor, simile, analogy. I don't know. I failed English. Issues about the original George Lucas, who himself was a liberal dude, but being a liberal dude in 1975, 76, 77, when they're making that movie, was a whole different level of liberalism. Now that upside down cross, it kind of sticking with my cross, in my craw a little bit. And then I look at these people and I just, Can you judge a book by its cover? I mean, if I had to draw a picture of Satan, it would look a lot like this lady, is all I'm saying. And who apparently doesn't have a, like at this level of wealth, I'd kind of assume you'd have a fashion consultant, designer, somebody who, hey, I'm doing a publicity photo. Can you pick out my outfits for me? No, I trust you to pick out your own outfits. It's like, yeah, how does that work for you? You look like a freaking clown. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys all next episode.